Hello guys, in this video we'll learn about lattices as partial ordered set in the discrete mathematics. I am Professor S.D. Padia from SHGMC Shegao. I have recorded a separate video for a partial ordered set. If you have to study in a detail about the partial ordered set, then you can refer this video. Now, in this video, we'll discuss about what do you mean by lattice. A lattice is a pattern or structure made up of the strips of the wood or the another any material which cross over each other diagonally, leaving the holes in between. In our daily life, we use the structure made up of the strips of the wood as a protection wall in the gardens. Then the structure made up of the strips of the wood or the stills that we use for the windows and for the doors in the construction of house. Similarly, the structure of lattice that is also useful in the construction of the balconies. Generally, these three are the examples in our daily life. Now, the lattice as a partially ordered sets. A lattice is an abstract structure studied in the mathematical subdisciplines of order theory and abstract algebra. It consists of a partially ordered set in which the every two elements have a unique supremum, also called a least upper bound or a join operation, and a unique infimum, also called a greatest lower bound or meet operation. Means in a partial ordered set, the every pair of any two nodes has a unique supremum, that is least upper bound, and a unique infimum, that is greatest lower bound, then we call this partial ordered set is a lattice. Now we'll see the definition that a lattice is a partially ordered set in which the every pair of elements the a comma b belongs to the set L has a greatest lower bound and a least upper bound. Now we'll see what do you mean by the greatest lower bound and a least upper bound. The greatest lower bound of a subset, if a set of a comma b it is a subset of a set L, then will be denoted by a meet b. This greatest lower bound is also called as a meet operation, and the star is used to define this meet, that is greatest lower bound. It is customary to call the greatest lower bound of a subset a comma b. It is equals to the a star b, that is read as the meet or product of a and b. The other symbols, that is the symbol of and, intersection and product, that is dot, are also used to denote the meet. But generally in a lattice we use the star to represent a meet operation. The second is the least upper bound. The least upper bound of a subset a comma b, if it is a subset of L, will be denoted by the a join b. Now for a least upper bound, that is a join operation, this symbol is used. It is customary to call the least upper bound of a subset a comma b is equals to a join b, that is read as the join or sum of a and b. The other symbols, the symbol of or, union and plus, that is sum, are also used to denote the join operation. But in lattice generally we use the symbol of XOR to define least upper bound. Here it is not a symbol of XOR, we are using this symbol as a least upper bound, that is to represent a join operation. Now if we'll check the equivalences, the greatest lower bound that is nothing but a meet operation which is equals to the product operation. And this greatest lower bound, meet, product, these are represented by the A star B or the A and B or A intersection B or A dot B. Same for the least upper bound, that is nothing but a join operation and equals to the sum operation. The greatest lower bound, join and sum, these three are represented by the A join B by using this symbol, the A or B, A union B or A sum B. We can use any symbol to define the meet and join, that is greatest lower bound and least upper bound in a lattice. Now we'll see the types of the lattice. There are two types of the lattice. If the bound is at a upper level, then we call it is a upper bound, and if bound is at the lower level, then it is called as a lower bound. There are again the two types of the upper bounds. The first is least upper bound and second is universal upper bound. If there are multiple bounds, multiple upper bounds, then the lowest among these multiple upper bounds, that is called as a least upper bound, and the greatest upper bound, that is called as a universal upper bound. Similarly, there are two types of the lower bounds. If there are multiple lower bounds, then the greatest among the lower bounds, that is called as greatest lower bound, and the lowest lower bound, that is called as universal lower bound. Means in any lattice, the lowest bound, it is called universal lower bound, and the greatest bound, it is called universal upper bound. Now we'll see how to find lower bounds. The lower bound must be at a lower level of the elements. Suppose we have to find the lower bound of any two elements, then obviously lower bound must be at a lower level of these two elements. The moment must be the lower directional only. Suppose we have this hash diagram with the elements x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 and x6. Then if we have to find the lower bound of any two elements, then we have to find out the lower bound at the lower directional only. Let's have the example. For the x3 meet x4, suppose we have to find the meet of this x3 and x4, then there is no direct connection between the x3 and x4 because both are at the same level. Now at a lower level, the x3 is connected with the x2 and x4 is also connected with the x2. Therefore the lower bound is x2. But again there is a one lower bound, that is x1. The x3 is connected with x1 and x4 is connected with x1. Means here for the x3 meet x4, there are two lower bounds, x1 and x2. But out of this x1 and x2, the x1 is the lowest bound in the diagram, hence called as the universal lower bound. It is the lowest bound in the diagram. And out of this x1 and x2, the x2 is greatest among x1 and x2, hence called as the greatest lower bound. This is a way to find the lower bounds, that is the greatest lower bound and the universal lower bound. Similarly, now we'll see how to find the upper bounds. The upper bound must be at upper level of the elements. The moment must be upper directional only. Now we'll consider the same hash diagram. Now again suppose we have to find the x3 joined x4, that is the upper bounds of the x3 and x4. Then at the upper directional, the x3 and x4 are joining at the x5, and again the x3 and x4 are joined at the x6. That is, for x3 joined x4, there are the two upper bounds. One is x5 and x6. Now, the x6 is greatest bound in the diagram, hence called as the universal upper bound, and the x5 is a least, that is lowest among the x5 and x6, hence called as least upper bound. This is a way to find the upper bounds, that is the least upper bound and universal upper bound. Now we'll see lattice as partially ordered sets. It follows from the definition of a lattice that both the meet and join are binary operations on a set L because of the uniqueness of the least upper bound, that is meet, and greatest lower bound, that is join, of any two subsets of a partially ordered set. Now we'll take one example and we'll try to find out the greatest lower bound and least upper bound for every pair of any two nodes. We have the hash diagram with 6 elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Now first we'll find out the greatest lower bound for all the combinations of 1. Now in this hash diagram, 1 is a universal lower bound while 12 is a universal upper bound. The universal lower bound meet A is equals to universal lower bound because meet is the least greatest lower bound and the universal lower bound, it is already a lowest bound in the diagram. Therefore, universal lower bound meet A is equals to universal lower bound. We can clear this from that A 1 meet 1 is equals to 1, 1 meet 2 equals to 1, 1 meet 3 equals to 1, 1 meet 4 equals to 1, 1 meet 6 equals to 1 and 1 meet 12 is also equals to 1. Now in the second set for combinations of the 2, that is 2 meet 1 equals to 1, 2 meet 2 is equals to 2. Now we have to check the 2 meet 3. The 2 and 3, they are meeting at a 1 in the lower directional moment. Therefore 2 meet 3 equals to 1, 2 meet 4 equals to 2, 2 meet 6 equals to 2, there is a direct connection, and 2 meet 12 equals to 2. For the combinations of 3, 3 meet 1 equals to 1, 3 meet 2, again they are meeting at the 1 in the lower directional movement. Therefore 3 meet 2 equals to 1, 3 meet 3 equals to 3, 3 meet 4 is equals to 1. The 3 and 4, they are meeting at the 1 in the lower directional movement. The 3 meet 6 is equals to 3 and 3 meet 12 equals to 3. For the combinations of 4, 4 meet 1 equals to 1, 4 meet 2 equals to 2, 4 meet 3 equals to 1. If you observe the hash diagram, the 4 and 3, they are meeting at element 1 in the lower directional movement. 4 meet 4 equals to 4, 4 meet 6. This 4 and 6, these two elements are meeting at the element 2. Actually there are the two lower bounds, one is 1 and the second is 2. But among the 1 and 2, we consider a greatest lower bound, that is a meet operation. Therefore 4 meet 6 is equals to 2 and last 4 meet 12 equals to 4. For the combination of 6, 6 meet 1 equals to 1, 6 meet 2 equals to 2, 6 meet 3 equals to 3, 6 meet 4 is equals to 2. The 6 meet 4, they are meeting at a 2, that is a greatest lower bound. 6 meet 6 equals to 6 and 6 meet 12 is equals to 6. For the last element, 12 meet 1 equals to 1, 12 meet 2 equals to 2, 12 meet 3 equals to 3, 12 meet 4 is equals to 4, 12 meet 6 is equals to 6, and 12 meet 12 is equals to 12. The 12 is a universal upper bound. Therefore, from that we can clear that universal upper bound meet A is equals to A, because meet is a greatest lower bound and 12 it is a universal upper bound. Therefore, the universal upper bound meet A is equals to A. Similarly, we can find out the least upper bounds for the combinations of 1. The 1 join 1 equals to 1, 1 join 2 is equals to 2. The 1 and 2, among this 1 and 2 we have to consider the upper because it is a least upper bound. 1 join 3 equals to 3, 1 join 4 is equals to 4, 1 join 6 is equals to 6, and 1 join 12 is equals to 12. Now again from this we can clear that 1 is a universal lower bound, that is universal lower bound join A is equals to A, because join is a upper bound and 1 is a universal lower bound. Therefore, universal lower bound join A, it will equals to A. For the combinations of 2, the 2 join 1 is equals to 2, 2 join 2 is equals to 2, the 2 join 3. The 2 and 3, they are joined at the 6 in the upper level. Therefore, the 2 join 3 is equals to 6, 2 join 4 equals to 4, 2 join 6 equals to 6, and 2 join 12 equals to 12. A set of combinations of 3, 3 join 1 equals to 3, 3 join 2 equals to 6, 3 join 3 equals to 3, 3 join 4 equals to 12. The 3 to 6 and 6 to 12, the movement in the upper direction, and 4 to 12 means the 3 and 4 are joined at element 12. 3 joined 6 equals to 6 and 3 joined 12 equals to 12. For the combination of 4, 4 join 1 equals to 4, 4 join 2 equals to 4, 4 join 3 equals to 12, 4 join 4 equals to 4, 4 join 6 equals to 12, and 4 join 12 equals to 12. The least upper bound for the combinations of element 6. 6 meet 1 equals to 6, 6 meet 2 equals to 6, 6 meet 3 equals to 6, 6 meet 4 equals to 6, 6 meet 6 equals to 6. Only for the 6 meet 12 it will equals to 12, because 12 is greater than the 6. For last, the 12 join 1 equals to 12, 12 join 2 equals to 12, 12 join 3 is equals to 12, 12 join 4 is equals to 12, 12 join 6 is equals to 12, and 12 join 12 is equals to 12. That means the universal upper bound join A is equals to the universal upper bound, because the join means it is a upper bound and the 12 it is already a universal upper bound. Therefore, the universal upper bound join any element, it will equals to the universal upper bound. Now, from that, here we can conclude that every pair of elements A, B belongs to the set L, have a unique greatest lower bound and a least upper bound. Therefore, it is a lattice. Now we'll see the first problem statement. Let n is an integer and the Sn contains all the divisors of n which are less than or equal to n. Then draw the lattice for n is equals to 8. its half part we have already seen in our previous video for the designing of a hash diagram. Now here n is equals to 8. Therefore, the divisors of n is equals to a set of 1, 2, 4 and 8. Now, according to this n, the Sn, that is equals to the S8, D. It is an algebraic system. It is a partial ordered set with a partial order relation. It is equals to a set of ordered pairs 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 4 and 1, 8 for the operation for a relation divisors, and the less than or equals to the 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, 8, the 4, 4, 4, 8 and the last is 4, 8, 8. Now for that we can design a hash diagram. At a bottom level we have to consider first element 1, the second element is 2, 1 and 2 has a relation, therefore it is at a next level. Next element is 4, 2 and 4 has a relation, therefore again it is at the next level. The last element is 8, the 4 and 8 has a relation, therefore it is again at a next level. Now here we'll find out the greatest lower bound and least upper bounds for the combination of any two elements. First we'll find out the greatest lower bound for all the combinations of 1, that is the 1 meet 1 equals to 1, 1 meet 2 equals to 1, 1 meet 4 equals to 1 and 1 meet 8 is equals to 1. For the 2 meet 1, among the 2 and 1, 1 is the lowest, therefore the 2 meet 1 equals to 1, 2 meet 2 equals to 2, 2 meet 4 equals to 2 and 2 meet 8 equals to 2. For the combinations of 4, 4 meet 1 equals to 1, 4 meet 2 equals to 2, 4 meet 4 equals to 4 and 4 meet 8 equals to 4. For the 8, 8 meet 1 equals to 1, 8 meet 2 equals to 2, 8 meet 4 equals to 4 and the 8 meet 8 equals to 8. Similarly, we can find out for the least upper bound, the 1 join 1, 1, 1 join 2, among the 1 and 2, the upper bound is 2, that is the 1 join 2 equals to 2, 1 join 4 equals to 4 and 1 join 8 is equals to 8. For the combinations of 2, 2 join 1 equals to 2, 2 join 2 equals to 2, 2 join 4 equals to 4 and 2 join 8 equals to 8. For the combinations of 4, 4 join 1 equals to 4, 4 join 2 equals to 4, 4 join 4 equals to 4, only the 4 join 8 is equals to 8. And for last, the 8 join 1 equals to 8, 8 join 2 equals to 8, 8 join 4 equals to 8 and the 8 join 8 equals to 8. Now again here we can conclude that every pair of elements the A comma B belongs to the set L has a unique greatest lower bound and a least upper bound, therefore it is a lattice. Similarly, we can solve the second problem statement. Let n is a set of 2, 3, 6, 12, 24 and 36 and D is the relation divides. Then draw the lattice for the partial ordered set as n comma D. Now in the solution, the n is a set of 6 elements 2, 3, 6, 12, 24 and 36. According to the relation D, the partial ordered set, it is a set of ordered pairs the 2, 2, the 2, 6, 2, 12, 2, 24 and 2, 36. For a relation divides the 3, 3, 3, 6, 3, 12, 3, 24 and 3, 36. Similarly, the 6 divides 6, 6 divides 12, 6 divides 24 and 6 divides 36. 12, 12, 12, 24, 12, 36, the 24, 24 and the last is 36, 36. Now how to design the hash diagram? Then at the lower level we have the first element 2, the next element is 3. The 2 and 3 are not having a relation, therefore again it is at the same level. Next element is 6. The 6 has a relation with 2 and 3, therefore it is at the next level, connected with the 2 and 3 both. Next element is 12. 6 and 12 has a relation, therefore it is at the next level. Next element is 24. The 12 and 24 has a relation, therefore it is at the next level. But the last element is 36, and 24 and 36 is not having the relation, therefore it is at the same level with the 24. Now here we'll try to find out the greatest lower bound and least upper bound for every pair of any two nodes. The first we'll try to find out the 2 meet 2, that will equals to 2. The 2 meet 3. Now these two elements, the 2 meet 3, are not connected at the lower level. Therefore the 2 meet 3, it is not available. The 2 meet 6 equals to 2, 2 meet 12 equals to 2, 2 meet 24 equals to 2, and 2 meet 36 is equals to 2. For all the combinations of 3, again the 3 meet 2, it is not available. 3 meet 3 equals to 3, 3 meet 6 is equals to 3, 3 meet 12 equals to 3, 3 meet 24 equals to 3, and 3 meet 36 is equals to 3. For the combinations of 6, the 6 meet 2 equals to 2, 6 meet 3 equals to 3, 6 meet 6 is equals to 6, 6 meet 12 equals to 12, 6 meet 24 equals to 6, and 6 meet 36 is equals to 6. Similarly for the 12 meet 2 is equals to 2, 12 meet 3 is equals to 3, 12 meet 6 is equals to 6, 12 meet 12 equals to 12, 12 meet 24 equals to 12, and 12 meet 36 is equals to 12. For the combinations of 24, the 24 meet 2 equals to 2, 24 meet 3 is equals to 3, 24 meet 6 is equals to 6, 24 meet 12 equals to 12, 24 meet 24 is equals to 24, and 24 meet 36. This 24 and 36 are connected at 12 in the lower directional movement, therefore 24 meet 36 is equals to 12. And similarly for the 36, 36 meet 2 equals to 2, 36 meet 3 equals to 3, 36 meet 6 equals to 6, 36 meet 12 equals to 12, 36 meet 24 equals to 12, and the last 36 meet 36 is equals to 36. Similarly we can find out the least upper bound. The 2 join 2, 2, the 2 join 3, the 2 and 3 are connected at a 6 in the upper directional movement, therefore 2 join 3 equals to 6, 2 join 12 equals to 12, 2 join 24 equals to 24, and 2 join 36 equals to 36. Similarly for the 3 join 2 equals to 6, 3 join 3 equals to 3, 3 join 6 equals to 6, 3 join 12 equals to 12, 3 join 24 equals to 24, and 3 join 36 equals to 36. For the 6 join 2, 6, 6 join 3, 6, 6 join 6 equals to 6, 6 join 12 equals to 12, 6 join 24 equals to 24, and 6 join 36 equals to 36. Because join means it is a upper bound. Now for the 12 join 2 equals to 12, 12 join 3 equals to 12, 12 join 6 equals to 12, and 12 join 12 equals to 12. But now for the 12 join 24 equals to 24, and 12 join 36 equals to 36. Now for the combinations of 24, 24 join 2 equals to 24, because it is a upper bound. That 24 join 3 equals to 24, 24 join 6 equals to 24, 24 join 12 equals to 24, 24 join 24 equals to 24, but there is a one problem. If we'll try to find out that 24 join 36, then 24 and 36 are not connected at a upper level. They are not joined at the upper level. Therefore, the 24 joined 36 is not available. Similarly, for the 36, the 36 joined 2, 36 joined 3, 36 joined 6, 36 joined 12 and 36 joined 36 are there. But the 36 joined 12, again it is not available. Therefore, here we can conclude that every pair of the elements A, B belongs to the set L does not have a unique greatest lower bound and a least upper bound. Therefore, it is not a lattice. In this, for a pair of the 2 and 3, the greatest lower bound is missing, and for a pair of 24 and 36, least upper bound is missing. Now we'll discuss for the given hash diagram. Now here directly we can observe that a pair of the D and E, that is the D meet E, the D meet E is equals to the B and C. Means what? The D meet E, the D meet E, it is meet at the B, it is meet at the C and it is meet at the A. Means actually there are three lower bounds for a pair of D and E, A, B, C. But among this A, B, C, the A is a lower bound and meet means it is the greatest lower bound, but the B and C both are at the same level. Means there are the two greatest lower bounds for a pair of D and E. Because the B and C both are at the same level where the D and E are meeting. They are meeting at the C and they are meeting at the B. Similarly, if we'll try to find out the B join C, then this B and C, they are joined at the D, they are joined at the E, and they are also joined at the F. Means actually there are the three upper bounds D, E and F. But among the D, E, F, the F, it is the universal upper bound. That's why it may not be the least upper bound. But the D and E both are at the same level where the B and C are joining. Therefore, the B joined C equals to the D and E. Means for a pair of the B and C, there are two least upper bounds, that is the D and E. And as per our definition, for every pair of any two nodes, there must be a unique greatest lower bound and least upper bound, then we call it is a lattice. Therefore, here what we can conclude that a D meet E and the B joins C having two greatest lower bound and least upper bound respectively. That is, the every pair of elements A, B belongs to the set L does not have a unique greatest lower bound and least upper bound. Therefore, it is not a lattice. Now we'll discuss about the properties of lattices. Let L is a non-empty set closed under the two binary operations called the meet and join and denoted by the symbol of meet and join. Then the L is called a lattice if the following axioms hold, where the A, B, C are elements in the set L. We'll discuss with one example. The first property is idempotent law. It says that the A meet A is equals to A if A is any element of the set and the A join A, it is equals to A. Means the 12 join 12 equals to 12 and 12 join 12 meet 12, it is also equals to 12. The second property is commutative law. It say that the A meet B, that is equals to the B meet A. Similarly, the A join B, that is equals to the B join A. Now we'll discuss here with this example. If we observe this example, then here the A meet B, that is equals to A, and if we find out the B meet A, that is also equals to A. Therefore, we have said that A meet B is equals to B meet A. Similarly, the A join B, it is equals to B, and B join A, that is also equals to B. Now, the third property is associative property, that is the A meet B bracket meet C is equals to the A meet in bracket B meet C. Similar to the join operation, that is A join B bracket join C is equals to the A join in bracket B join C. Now we'll discuss with example. The A meet B, the A meet B, it is equals to A, and the A meet C, then again it is equals to A. Now for the RHS side, if we solve first the B meet C, then the B meet C, that is equals to A, and the A meet A, that is equals to A. Similarly, for the join operation, the A join B, if we find out the A join B, that is equals to B, and the B join C, then it is equals to E at the upper level. Now at the RHS side, the B meet C, that will equals to E. Therefore, the A join E is equals to E. The fourth is the absorption law. If we have the A meet in bracket A join B is equals to A. Similarly, the A join in bracket A meet B, it is also equals to A. We'll check with example. The A join B, it is equals to B, but the A meet B, that is equals to A. The A join A meet B, that is equals to A, and A join A, that is equals to A. These are the four basic properties of the lattices, that is idempotent law, commutative law, associative law, and absorption law. Now we'll move to the next topic, that is bounded lattice. A lattice L is called a bounded lattice if it has the greatest element 1, that is universal upper bound, and a least element 0, that is universal lower bound. Means any lattice which has a universal upper bound and a universal lower bound, then it is called a bounded lattice. For example, the power of set, the P of S of the set S under the operations of the intersection and union is a bounded lattice since the phi is the least element of the power set and the set S is the greatest element of the power set. Every power set, it hold the at least two entries. The first is a phi, at least two subsets. First is a phi and second the set itself. We'll discuss that the set of the positive integer I under the usual order of the partial order relation is not a bounded lattice since it has the least element. The set of integer we can consider from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to the infinity. Therefore, the one value in the set of integer, it is the universal lower bound, but the greatest element, that is universal upper bound, does not exist because it is infinity. Therefore, a set of positive integers, it is not a bounded lattice. Now we'll discuss about the properties of bounded lattice. If L is a bounded lattice, then for any element A belongs to the set L, we have the following identities. If we consider the same diagram as previous, then A is a universal lower bound that is denoted by a 0, and F is a universal upper bound that is denoted by a 1. Therefore, now here the A may be the any element. The A join universal upper bound. The A join universal upper bound, that will equal to universal upper bound. You can check with this diagram that A join F is equals to F, B join F is equals to F, C join F is equals to F, D join F is equals to F, E join F is equals to F, and F join F is also equals to F. Therefore, the A join 1 is equals to 1. The second identity is the A join universal lower bound is equals to A. Now here the universal lower bound is A. If we find out the A join A is equals to A join B, if it is a B, then the B join A, it is equals to the B join C is equals to C, B join D is equals to D, sorry, the A join B is equals to A join D is equals to D, A join E is equals to E, A join F equals to F. That is the universal lower bound join A is equals to A. That is A join 0 is equals to the element A. Similarly, the A meet universal lower bound equals to universal lower bound. That is A meet 0 is equals to always 0. And the A meet universal upper bound equals to A. That is the A meet 1 equals to A, this element. Now we'll discuss about the next topic, that is the complements of an element in lattice. In a bounded lattice, that is a lattice with a partial ordered set L with two binary operations meet and join and has a universal upper bound and a universal lower bound. An element B belongs to the set L is called a complement of an element A belongs to the L if the A meet B is equals to 0, that is the universal lower bound is equals to the greatest lower bound, and the A joint B is equals to 1, that is universal upper bound, it is equals to the least upper bound. If for any two elements its universal upper bound is same as the least upper bound and universal lower bound is same as the greatest lower bound, then we call these two elements are the complement of each other. The definition of complement is symmetric in the A and B, so that the B is a complement of A if A is a complement of B. Any element A belongs to the L may or may not have a complement. Furthermore, an element of the L may have the more than one complement in L. Means it is not compulsory that the every element has a complement element, and the any element may have the multiple complement elements. We'll discuss with example that from the identities the 0 meet 1 is equals to 0, that is universal lower bound, and the 0 join 1, that is universal lower bound join universal upper bound, obviously it is equals to the 1, that is universal upper bound. That is the 0, that is universal lower bound, and 1 universal upper bound are the complements of each other. Now in this hash diagram, the 0 is a universal lower bound, 1 is a universal upper bound. If we check the x1 and x2, the x1 meet x2, that is nothing but a universal lower bound, and x1 join x2, that is nothing but a universal upper bound. Therefore, the x1 and x2 are the complements of each other. x1 is a complement of x2 and x2 is a complement of x1. Now we will discuss about the second example. In this hash diagram we have 5 elements 0, x1, x2, x3 and 1. Now if we find out the x1 meet x2, then it is nothing but a universal lower bound. x1 meet x2, then again it is nothing but a universal lower bound. x1 join x2, then it is a universal upper bound, and same the x1 join x3, then it is a universal upper bound. That means the complements of x1 are the x2 and x3. The complement of x2 are the x1 and x3, and similarly the complements of x3 are the x1 and x2. That is, the x1, x2 and x3 are the complements of each other. Now we'll discuss about the next topic, that is complemented lattice. The definition is that a lattice, that is a bounded lattice, is said to be a complemented lattice if the every element of the set L has at least one complement. Means in a lattice every element has at least one complement element, then it is called as a complemented lattice. Now we'll see the example that we have covered in previous, that the x1 it has a complement element x2, x2 has a complement element x1, the 0 has a complement element 1 and 1 has a complement element 0. Therefore it is a complemented lattice. Now we'll see the second example here. The 0 has a complement element 1, x1 have the two complement elements x2 and x3. Same, the x2 have the two complement elements x1 and x3, and x3 also have the two complement elements x1 and x2. And the last one, it has a complement element 0. Means in this lattice also the every element has at least one complement, that is also called as a complemented lattice. That is, the lattice 1 and 2 are complemented lattice. Now we'll discuss the third example for the complemented lattice. Here we have a hash diagram with 6 elements 0, x1, x2, x3, x4 and 1. 0 and 1 are the universal lower bound and universal upper bound. Therefore 0 and 1 are the complements of each other. But if we try to find out the complement element of x1, then the 0, it is not a complement element of x1, because 0 join x1, it is a x1, it is not universal upper bound. x2, it is also not a complement element of x1, because x1 meet x2, it will x1, and x1 join x2, it will x2. x3, it is also not a complement element of x1, because x1 meet x3, it will the x1, and x1 join x3, it will the x3. The x4, it is also not a complement element of x1, because x1 meet x4, it will the x1, and x1 join x4, it will the x4. The x1 and 1, it is also not the complement element, because x1 meet 1, it will the x1. Means it is not a universal lower bound. If the meet is a universal lower bound and join is a universal upper bound, then we consider that these two elements are the complements of each other. Means in this hash diagram, x1 does not has any complement element. Similarly, if we try to find out the complement element for x2, x3 and x4, then we have found that there is no any complement element for the x1, x2, x3 and x4. Therefore, as per our definition, it is not a complemented lattice. The next example we have with the 4 elements in a chain-like structure 0, x1, x2 and 1. Here again 0 that is universal lower bound and 1 that is universal upper bound are the complements of each other. But if we try to find out the complement of x1, then there is no any complement element, and same for the x2, there is no any complement element. Therefore, again as per the definition of complemented lattice, if the any element does not has any complement element, then it is not a complemented lattice. Therefore, the lattice 3 and 4 are not complemented lattice. Now we'll move towards the problem 5. Let Sn is the set of factors of a particular positive integer 30 and the relation D is the relation divides. Show that the lattice for the partial ordered set Sn with a partial order relation D is complemented lattice. Now, in our previous video, we have already seen how to design the hash diagram. The n is equals to 30. Therefore, Sn it is a set of factors of 30. It is a set of the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15 and 30. The algebraic system, the Sn with a partial order relation D, the relation D is the divides. Therefore, the 1 divides 1, 1 divides 2, 1 divides 3, the 1 5, 1 6, 1 10, 1 50, 1 30. Similarly for the 2 divides 2, the 2 divides 6, 2 divides 10, 2 30. Same for the 3, for the 5, for the 10, for the 15 and the last is for the 30. Now, how to design the hash diagram? The first element is 1, therefore it is at the bottom level. The next element is 2, 3 and 5. These 2, 3 and 5 are not having the relations with each other. Therefore, the 2, 3 and 5 are at the same level. The next element is 6, 10 and 15. The 6, 10 and 15 again not having the relations with each other. Therefore, they are at the same level. And the next is 30. 30 has a relation with 6, with the 10 and with the 15. Therefore, it is at the upper level. Now, as per the relations, we have connected all these nodes. Then, we'll get a cube-like structure. Now, we'll try to find out the complements of each elements in this hash diagram. In this hash diagram, 1 is a universal lower bound and 30 is universal upper bound. Therefore, 1 and 30, that is universal upper bound and universal lower bounds, are always complements of each other. If we find out the 1 meet 30, then it is equals to 1 and 1 join 30 equals to 30, that is universal upper bound. That is 1 and 30 are complements of each other. Now in second, if we find out complement of 2, then 15 is an element, that is the 2 meet 15 equals to 1, 2 to 1 the lower directional movement and 15 to 5 and 5 to 1 means 2 meet 15, that is equals to 1, and the 2 join 15, 2 to 6 and 6 to 30 upper directional movement and 15 to 30 means 2 and 15 are joined at the 30 and it is nothing but a universal upper bound. That is 2 and 5 are complements of each other. 2 is a complement of 15 and 15 is a complement of 2. Similarly, if we find out the complement of 5, then as per the observation, the 6 it is a complement of 5. We'll see, if we find out 5 meet 6, it is equals to 1, that is universal lower bound, and the 5 join 6, the 6 to 30 and 5 to 15, 15 to 30 means 5 and 6 are joined at a 30 and again it is nothing but a universal upper bound. Therefore, the 5 and 6 are the complements of each other. Similarly, the complement of 3 is 10. if we find the 3 meet 10, then the 3 to 1, it is a lower directional movement, and 10 to 5 and 5 to 1, or 10 to 2, 2 to 1, means 3 meet 10, it is equals to 1, and at the upper side the 3 and 10 are joined at the 30, that is 10 to 30, and 3 to 15, 15 to 30, or 3 to 6 and 6 to 30, that is 10 and 3, they are joined at a 30 in the upper side, that is 3 and 10 are complements of each other. Now in this hash diagram, 1 has a complement, 2 has a complement, 3 has a complement, 5 has a complement, 6 has a complement, 10 has a complement, 15 and 30 has a complement elements. In this, the every element has at least one complement, therefore it is a complemented lattice. Now we'll move towards the next problem statement. Let Sn is the set of factors of a particular positive integer 12, and let D is the relation divides. Then show that the lattice for the Sn comma D is complemented lattice. Now the n is equals to 30, therefore Sn it is a set of factors of 30. It is a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. As per the relation divides, it will a set of 1 divides 1, 1 divides 2, 1 divides 2, 3, 1 divides 4, 1 divides 6, 1, 12. Same for the value 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Now according to this partial ordered set, we can design a hash diagram. The 1 is at a lower level. Next element is 2. The 2 has a relation with 1, therefore it is at the next level. But the next element is 3, and 2 and 3 are not having a relation, therefore at a same level. Next element is 4. 4 has a relation with 2, therefore it is at a above 2, and the 6, it has a relation with 3, but it does not has a relation with 4, therefore the 4 and 6 are at the same level. The 2 has a relation with 6, therefore we have connected the 2 with 6. And the last element is 12. 12 has a direct relation with the 4 and 6, therefore it is at the next level. Now here we'll try to find out the complement elements for each element in the lattice. Now in this lattice, 1 is a universal lower bound and 12 is a universal upper bound. Therefore, directly we can say that 1 and 12 are the complements of each other. If we find out the 1 meet 12, then it is equals to 1, that is universal lower bound, and 1 join 12 equals to 12, that is universal upper bound. Therefore, the 1 and 12 are complements of each other. Now, if we try to find out the complement of 3, then the complement of 3 it will 4, because the 3 meet 4. The 3 meet 4, then 3 to 1 and 4 to 2, 2 to 1, means 3 and 4 are meeting at the 1. And this 1 is here a universal lower bound, and at the upper side the 3 join 4. The 3 to 6 and 6 to 12 upper directional movement, and 4 to 12 means 3 and 4 are joined at a 12, and 12 is a universal upper bound. Therefore 3 and 4 are the complements of each other. Now if we try to find out the complement of 2, then obviously we'll check one by one. 1 it will not the complement of 2. The 3 it will not the complement of 2, because it's least upper bound, it will 6. The 4 it will not the complements, it's a least upper bound will 4. Then the 12 again it will not the complement of 2, because the greatest lower bound it will 2. The greatest lower bound it must be the universal lower bound, and least upper bound it must be the universal upper bound. Therefore, there is no any complement element for 2. Similarly, if we check for the 6, then 1, it is not a complement element because the least upper bound it is 6. 2, it will not the complement element because greatest lower bound it will 2 and least upper bound will 6. 3, it will not the complement element. The 6, again it will not the complement element because the 4 meet 6, it will equals to 2, but it must be equals to the universal lower bound, that is 1. Therefore, we are here, there is no complement for the element 2 and 6. Here every element of L not has at least one complement, therefore it is not a complemented lattice. Now we'll see the problem 7. Let Sn is the set of factors of a particular positive integer 8 and let D is the relation divides. Then show that the lattice for Sn comma D is complemented lattice. Now the n is equals to 8, therefore Sn it is a set of divisors of 8, therefore it is a set of 1, 2, 4, 8, and the relation divides, therefore we have the set Sn comma D. It is a set of ordered pair 1 1, 1 2, 1 4, 1 8, 2 2, 2 4, 2 8, 4 4, 4 8, and the last is 8 8. We have already seen how to design this hash diagram. Now we'll try to find out the complement elements. The 1 is the universal lower bound and 8 is the universal upper bound. Therefore, directly we can say that 1 and 8 are the complements of each other. Here the 1 meet 8 equals to 1, that is universal lower bound, and 1 join 8 equals to 8, that is universal upper bound. That is the 1 and 8 are the complements of each other. But if we'll try to find out the complement of 2, then 1 it will not the complement of 2 because 1 join 2 equals to 2. The 4 will not the complements of 2 because the 2 meet 4, it will 2, and 2 join 4, it will 4. And the 8 again it will not the complement because the 2 meet 8, it will equals to 2, but it must be the universal lower bound. Therefore, there is no complement element for 2. Similarly, for the 4, if we'll find the 4 and 1, that is 4 join 4 1, then it will equals to 4. The 4 with 2, then 4 meet 2 equals to 2, and 4 join 2, it will equals to 4. And the 4 with 8, then the 4 meet 8, it will equals to 4. That is, there is no complement for the elements 2 and 4. Therefore, we have concluded that here the every element of lattice has not at least one complement, therefore it is not a complemented lattice. In this way, we can find out the complement elements for any element in the lattice. And if the every element has the at least one complement element in the lattice, then we called it is a complemented lattice. Thank you.